Nestled deep within a forgotten forest, shrouded in perpetual twilight, lay the village of Oakhaven. The village was old. Ancient oaks with gnarled branches and twisted roots loomed over the ramshackle houses. Their leaves blocked the sun. A strange silence hung in the air. It was the silence of secrets and shadows. The villagers whispered of a haunting figure. They called him the Lantern Man. The legend of the Lantern Man had been passed down through generations. The blacksmith's workshop stood at the edge of the village, where the trees pressed close, their branches heavy with unseen eyes. Smoke billowed from its chimney, day and night. The clang of his hammer echoed through the silent woods. People would often see him late at night gathering strange herbs and whispering to the wind. He would disappear into the forest for days, returning with his hands stained with unknown substances. The lanterns he crafted were things of both beauty and dread. They were wrought from iron and glass, imbued with a strange luminescence. Their glow was not of fire nor of oil. It pulsed with an eerie, cold light. The villagers were drawn to their beauty. They bought the lanterns, hanging them outside their homes, hoping to ward off the encroaching darkness of the forest. At first, the lanterns brought a sense of security to Oakhaven. Their eerie glow pushed back the shadows, illuminating the paths between the houses. But the whispers in the forest grew louder. They spoke of things unseen, of ancient evils lurking just beyond the light. Then the nightmares began. Villagers reported seeing a tall, shadowy figure with eyes that burned like hot coals. He carried a lantern that pulsed with an unnatural light. The figure appeared in the dead of night at the edge of their vision. He would stand there watching, waiting. His presence brought a cold dread that seeped into their bones. The villagers began to avoid going out after dark. They shuttered their windows, hiding from the gaze of the Lantern Man. Fear, like a disease, began to spread through Oakhaven. Then people started to disappear. One by one, villagers vanished into the night. They left no trace, no sign of struggle. Only the faint, ethereal glow of the blacksmith's lanterns remained. The disappearances always happened on nights when the moon was hidden. The forest would be shrouded in an impenetrable darkness. Only the lanterns, pulsating with their cold, otherworldly light, illuminated the empty streets. Suspicion fell upon the blacksmith. He was already an outsider, a man shrouded in mystery. Now whispers accused him of foul magic, of using his lanterns to lure the villagers to their doom. The villagers, consumed by fear and paranoia, turned on the blacksmith. They stormed his workshop, but he was gone. The forge was cold, the tools abandoned. Only a single lantern remained, pulsing with an eerie light. Years passed. Oakhaven became a ghost village, abandoned to the encroaching forest. The legend of the Lantern Man faded into folklore, a chilling tale told to frighten children. But legends have a way of resurfacing, especially when fueled by curiosity. A group of travelers, drawn by the whispers of the past, decided to venture into the cursed forest. They had heard the stories, the rumors of a forgotten village and the haunting figure of the Lantern Man. They were drawn by a thirst for adventure, a desire to uncover the truth behind the legend. They entered the forest on a night when the moon was hidden, their path illuminated only by the pale light of their torches. The air grew cold as they ventured deeper into the woods. The trees seemed to press closer, their branches reaching out like skeletal fingers. A sense of unease settled upon the group. The travelers stumbled upon Oakhaven as the last rays of daylight faded. The village was in ruins. Houses stood empty, their windows like vacant eyes. The forest had begun to reclaim its territory, vines snaking up walls, roots cracking through foundations. A deathly silence hung over the village, broken only by the rustling of leaves and the distant cry of an owl. They found the blacksmith's workshop at the edge of the village. The roof had caved in and the walls were overgrown with vines. Inside, the forge was cold and rusted. The tools lay scattered on the floor, covered in a thick layer of dust. As they explored the workshop, they discovered a hidden compartment beneath the floorboards. Inside lay a single lantern, crafted from iron and glass. It pulsed with a faint ethereal light. One of the travellers, mesmerized by its eerie glow, picked up the lantern. As soon as his fingers touched the cold metal, the lantern flared to life. It pulsed with an unnatural brilliance, casting long, dancing shadows across the ruined workshop. And then he appeared. A tall, shadowy figure materialized from the darkness. His eyes glowed with an infernal light, and he carried a lantern that pulsed in sync with the one the traveller held. Terror gripped the travellers. They stumbled back, dropping the lantern. It clattered on the floor, its light flickering. The lantern man stepped forward, his shadow stretching towards them, long and menacing. He raised his lantern and its light intensified, bathing the workshop in an otherworldly glow. In that light, the travellers saw a face that was both human and monstrous, twisted by time and some unknown hunger. The travellers, paralyzed by fear, watched as the lantern man reached out a hand. His fingers, long and skeletal, closed around the traveller who had touched the lantern. A scream died in the traveller's throat as he was dragged into the darkness. The lantern man, his prize in tow, melted into the shadows, leaving the remaining travellers in stunned silence. The lantern on the floor flickered and died, plunging the workshop back into darkness. Panic seized the remaining travellers. They stumbled out of the workshop, desperate to escape the cursed village. They ran through the deserted streets, the shadows of the forest stretching out to engulf them. The air was filled with whispers, with unseen eyes watching their every move. They didn't stop running until they broke free of the forest's embrace, gasping for breath under the cold, indifferent gaze of the stars. Oakhaven remained a ghost village, lost to the forest and the legend of the Lantern Man. The travellers never spoke of what they had seen that night. The memory was too horrifying, too deeply ingrained in their souls. Some say that on moonless nights, you can still see a faint ethereal glow emanating from the forest. They say it's the Lantern Man, searching for his next victims, his lantern beckoning lost souls to their doom. The forest holds its secrets close, whispering them to the wind. The silence remains, broken only by the rustling of leaves and the distant cry of an owl. Beware the night. Beware the forest that whispers with forgotten things. And if you ever find yourself wandering through its darkened paths on a night when the moon is hidden, be very careful. Do not be tempted by any light that shines with an unnatural glow. For it may be the lantern of the Lantern Man, and he may be searching for you.